Hey guys, it's Liz from Devalishangell. Today I'm going to show you guys how to thread a serger, plus give you guys some more tips of what I have learned from using it myself. So the Brother Overlock 1034D is the perfect serger for beginners. On the side here is the switch, the on and off switch, and the power plug with the power and the footer cord. Over here are the switches to adjust the stitch. So here is how fast the feed dogs go, which is what pulls your fabric through these little guys. Here is, as the picture show, this makes the stitch closer together. This makes it farther apart. This one makes it more narrow, and this one makes it wider. So the ones in bold are like the recommended settings. So this is what I usually keep my machine on when I'm sewing. This is the knife switch. So if you want it to cut the fabric, you have it to this side. If you don't want the little knife here to cut the fabric, then you turn it to this side. It's a little hard to switch, but it does switch. So this little thing, it catches the fabric scraps as the knife cuts it. So you just push it together. It kind of sounds like it's about to break when you put it on there and when you take it off, but I promise it's all good. So this is where you can open it to see the inside of the machine. Every couple of months I'll take this, which came with the machine. Well, actually not every couple of months, every like 2 weeks, because I sew a lot. Or when I start a new project, so I just clean out all the little dust in here. I also take this little oil and then I put like 2 drops right here where this part goes up and down. Right there. That little thingy. And then also here where this little thing moves side to side. I'll put it right there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. So 2 drops. Just 2 drops. Done. So I'm just going to cut all this thread and take it out so that way I can rethread it with a color that pops more, so it's more easier to see while I'm doing it. I did a good job at labeling all the areas where the thread needs to go. So here's 1, 2 is up here, 3, 4, 5, and then for the rest you can see the numbers on the machine as well, which we'll go over each one. So for the first thread, I'm going to put it through number 1, which is up here. I'm going to go ahead and put it under this little clip, that's number 2. And you'll hear it snap when you put it under there, kind of. And number 3, for all of them, when you put the thread in there, you're going to want to push this back. This opens up the tension. Oh, sorry, I'm doing this one hand. But this opens up the tension so that way you can put your thread inside there. So number 4 is here. And then you're going to go around this way. And then for the first thread, I like to put it behind this little hole above the needle. And this, putting one thread behind here and the other in front of it just helps it not get tangled while you're sewing. And then after you put it behind there, you're just going to thread it through the first needle. It helps to put your footer down and to get this little guy out of the way. And you can do that by just turning this dial over here. So I just threaded this first needle here, and then I'm going to put the thread in the back here. And I like to put all the thread under the footer as well, like so. So for number 2, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put it through this one. I'm going to put it through the clip, and it'll kind of make a snap sound when you put it under there. And then I'm going to open the tension and put it through here as well. So here I'm just putting it through number 1. Number 2, number 3, here's number 4. Put it here, 5. And then this goes right into the needle. when I thread the needles, I like to just cut the end of the string and then kind of like put my mouth in this part so it's like sharper. So now I have my first 2 threads in here around through the needle and under the footer, the first one behind this, the second one in front of it. So 4 was here, so we're gonna find 5, which is this little metal piece. So we put it behind there. 6. So this one, the third thread, you just follow all the green paths and the green numbers. So that you can see this one has a green dot, and here it's labeled 6 with the green. So you're just gonna put it under this very first one, not the second one. So only that one. And if you need more thread while you're threading the machine, you can just pull back that tension piece and pull the thread. So here we have number 7, which is behind this metal piece. And then 8 is through here, which is this little dot here. You can kind of change the placement of it with the side knob. So I'm just going to get it in a good place. And then I'm going to thread that piece. And the machine does come with tweezers, which is super helpful, but unfortunately I lost mine. So I'm just going to use these tweezers and pull the thread back. So for the 4th one, I'm going to do the same thing, put it through here, the clip and the tension. So we have 4 right here, so the thread goes down into 5, which is this metal piece. 6 and 7 is right here, so you're going to put it underneath these 2 metal pieces. 8 is this metal piece, so you're just going to put it on top of that. And then here's where it gets kind of tricky. So we have 9, 10, and 11 in the images. So 9, we're going to pull this part out right here, this little guy. So we're going to pull it out as far as it goes. And then you could also try to put this out as far as you can by turning this knob here on the side. So I'm going to put it as far as it'll go. Pull this out for 9, and then 10 is going to go behind this metal piece, like so. And then you're going to put this. So 10 says to thread this through that thingy, but I like to like push this back first and then thread this through that little hole right there. And this is where it definitely helps to have some tweezers. So once I thread it through there, you're going to take the thread and you need to put it under this thingy where we put the thread for the last one. So as you can see, this thingy right here is where I just threaded it, and then it went under this metal piece. Just a close-up and a recap of what we just did. So the first thread is through here, here, down, around, and through the needle. Second one here, through these 2, down, around, and through the second needle. So the first thread is behind this, and the second thread is in front of this. The third thread comes down here. It goes to 5, 6, 7, and then 8 is this thing. The last one through here, down, through 5, 6 and 7, which one I just came out from, 6 and 7, 8. It's gonna go back here, 9, 10, 11, through that little hole and then through there. Once you have that all threaded, you can just close this. Another trick to thread the machine is to cut these little guys up here, these little things. And then you're going to tie your new thread to where you just clipped it. And make sure you get like a good knot. And then trim these. And you would do that for all 4 of them, and then just pull the threads through here, and you will probably have to kind of like loosen the tension to do that. Another thing, so these little guys are for the bigger spools. So to hold these in place, you just put this on here. Oops. And then put the spools on top. If you're going to use the smaller threads, like this one, you could just take it off, put this on, and then use the things that look like little pinwheels, put them on top of here. Another tip is put the spool that has the most thread for this one, because this uses the most thread, the third one. Everything is also color coded on the machine, so as you can see here, the yellow one, this is that first thread that it sews, the first stitch it sews. The pink one's the second stitch. The green one is the one that goes all the way through it. And then it's also like the green line down here. And then the blue stitch is the third stitch that it does. So if you're having problems with one of the stitches, you can always just look at the picture to see which one you need to adjust. This is the tension. So the lower the tension, the lower the number, the less the tension you have. The higher the number, the higher the number, the more tension you have. So the more tighter the thread is. I always have it usually on 444, especially if I'm sewing bikinis, or 555. Okay, so I hope this works because it doesn't always. But I tied the white to the pink, and then I'm going to pull the threads down there and see if they'll go through. So usually I have to like slide these over a bit to kind of get them to go through. Okay, let's see. We got that one. Where's my mic? Where's my mic? Oh shit, my mic is not on my shirt. Okay. So we got this one, this one. We just need the first 2 to come through. So this helps, especially when you're changing colors and you hate rethreading. There we go. Okay, so just pulling them through. Boom. So now they're all white at the bottom instead of pink. I'm so happy that worked. And then I'm just going to cut off these little extras back here where the pink is. And yeah, so that's a quick way to thread it, an easy way to change colors if you hate rethreading every single time. Okay, so just a quick side note, the light on machine doesn't work. I don't know why it stopped working the first week, but still a great machine, don't get me wrong. So every time I thread it, then I like to do a test one just to make sure that the threads come out nice and good. So I'm just going to sew a little bit. So you can see here, everything looks good, nice and clean, so I know it's threaded right. Thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, just comment them down below and I'll answer them all. And you can always follow me on Instagram at Devalishangell. Stay tuned for some more tutorials.